Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is a 1968 British American musical. Mr. Potts is the main character in this movie. He is Dick Van Dyke, and he has two children, and he is a widow. Um, his two children are interested in this Grand Prix that is at a junkyard. A man is trying to buy it from the salesman and have it taken to the junkyard and have it crushed and everything. So the kids tell him no, they want it, and so they go back to their dad's house, and a lady named Truly Scrumptious almost hits the two kids. And she's asked them why are they not in school, and she proceeds to take them home to Mr. Potts, and she goes in there raising hell, saying, telling them how to raise their kid and everything. And Mr. Potts did not like that, so he told her to leave. Well, the kids tell him that the salesman would allow him to buy the Grand Prix for 30 shillings. And Mr. Potts is not a very good, successful inventor, so he doesn't know how he's going to buy the Grand Prix, but he really wants to do that for the kids and fix it up. Eventually, he's able to get it by doing an act at a fair. He dances and gets all these tips where he's able to buy that. So he brings it home, fixes it up for them, and the kids are like super excited, which is what I love. Then, okay, so he takes them on an adventure after it's fixed up. He takes them on a picnic, and then he tells them a story which leads them to a magical land. It's called Bulgaria, where there's a king there, and he kidnaps Mr. Potts' dad, which is their grandfather. They don't really say his name in there; just they always just call him grandfather. And then, anyways, that's the magical fantasy story. And then he comes back from that magical fantasy story with the kids, and it ends up there's a guest there at his house. Well, the guest there is wanting Mr. Potts to sign a contract because he actually has a successful invention, and it was called canine candy. And he's super excited about it. And in the beginning, Mr. Potts didn't like Truly because of her trying to tell him how to raise his kids. So after all that happened, he realized like the kids needed a mother, and the kids really liked Truly a lot. So whenever after he signed that contract, he ran to go tell Truly about it, and they ended up getting married. And my favorite thing about this movie is how their dad stopped focusing on invention so much, and what had happened was he lost sight of everything that was important. He wasn't focusing on his children. He was just putting everything into his inventions instead of spending time with them. And he finally did something for them and just started focusing on them. And that's it.